that shit definitely goes down, bro. Speaking of that type of shit, man, we got the homie Omarion revealing some ish about Chris Stokes and Diddy. Now, this one is kind of dark because it's like, what now?
Yeah, that's crazy because I always thought Omarion was sweet.
Right. And you remember they used to call, no offense to the
Be too
community.
gay.
Right. They used
Y'all
to
niggas
call
was,
him that.
they would be too gay.
That's what they called him, right?
Because y'all
So
be too gay.
that's what they called him, right? So it was already an energy that was felt that something wasn't right about them boys.
Yeah, you remember
know
the
what
boy
I'm saying?
Raz B? The boy Raz B went on that rant and was talking all that shit, talking about he's about to
Exactly.
spill beans, and you ain't hear nothing after that. After that.
Look, and then they shut his shit down, right? That's how it be. But you know they had a look. This is some other shit that I have found. You know what I mean? Because I remember seeing pictures of immature in the bed together.
Hold up, you talk about immature. You talk about with Omarion brother and
with Marcus Houston.
Yeah, well, his name was Batman at the time.
Right, and they made Buddy made claims that Marcus Houston was doing this, that, and the third with him. And as you can
I
see,
don't give a fuck what group I'm in.
Ain't nobody getting in no bed together, like in y'all draws.
I don't give a fuck if we best friends.
Like,
I don't give a fuck if we brothers.
Like, look at this. Look at this though.
That's just fucked up.
Look at this. That's just fucked up. Like, that's what was going on.
Like nobody decided to put clothes on.
That's Marcus Houston in bed with the homies. Like, what is going on? Pause. You know what I'm saying? And so this is the type of stuff that Raz B was talking about. And look, they all up under Chris Stokes. Everybody called him Chris Strokes, pause. But they all up under Buddy. And I don't think it's too far-fetched that might be the case. But we're going to pull this up right quick, man. Omarion revealing some issue about Diddy and Chris Stokes. Let's go.
Everything else like that.
Right. You know, the way that he responds to certain things, something traumatic has definitely happened. So
me and Boog was in the room together. Chris Stokes put us in the room together and made us do stuff together.
That's what they do. That's how they move. But I tell you right now, let somebody do that to my kid, I will blast their brains out in broad daylight.
Omarion just joined the chat on the growing rumors that Diddy will be prosecuted for his alleged SA crimes, and Omarion is now spilling the tea on the widespread SA of young male artists in the industry, including the infamous allegations made by B2K member Raz B against Chris Stokes. Meanwhile, viral theory is spreading online about Chris Stokes being part of something called the Boule, a rumored branch of the Illuminati that Diddy is also allegedly part of. According to this theory, powerful men who are part of this society perform ritual SA on boys and young men, and word on the street is that these rituals are rampant in the music industry. But what exactly does Omarion know about these rumored rituals? Did Chris Stokes and Diddy really victimize B2K members? Let's break it down.
After that, we were able to get him in a better place, you know, where he felt comfortable.
The never-ending saga about Diddy being a real-life demon and deviant just took another disturbing turn after Omarion reportedly decided to speak out about the SA that B2K members allegedly suffered at the hands of Chris Stokes and Diddy. Now, in case you're not familiar with Chris Stokes, he's a former record executive and the brains behind the Ultimate Group record label, whose roster included big names like B2K, Omarion, Jhené Aiko, and Marcus Houston. Now, let's rewind the clock to 2007 for a bit of context. One of the B2K members, Demario Rasby Thornton, who just so happens to be Chris's cousin, dropped a bombshell accusation, claiming he was SA'd by both Chris and Marcus Houston when he was just 11 or 12. According to Rasby, the alleged SA took place when Chris was managing B2K. Raz also shared a video of a deeply unsettling conversation with former label mate, Quindin Tarver, where they laid bare graphic horror stories about the alleged SA by both Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes. At one particularly distressing point, Quindin recounted an incident where Marcus Houston allegedly SA'd him, while Chris Stokes stayed on the bed and watched the attack happen.
I laid there on the floor. Chris was on the bed. Marcus was right there next to me. Once he tried to penetrate me, and then I told him I was bleeding. I said, it hurts. Wow, what the fuck? It hurt, dude. It hurt. It hurt me. I'm a kid. So he was like telling me that it's okay. So I was like, okay, it's okay. You put it in my hole, bro. Yeah, we might. With Chris laying on the bed, watching with the big polo, teddy bear, and the big pillows on the bed. And watching.
According to Quindon, this harrowing attack took place in Chris's bedroom, and then Raz B chimed in, vividly describing the setting and claiming that he too was SA'd in that very same bedroom.
Did Chris have, are you talking about that wooden bed Chris had, that real high wooden bed?
Yes.
Yeah, I know about that bed. Hey, on the side of that bed on the left of it was that little glass jar with the change in it and the little like futon? Was there a little...
How do you know about that? Because you were younger than me.
Huh?
How do you know about that? I said, how do you know about that? You were younger than me, so how do you know about that?
Quindon, I'm trying to tell you, I walked through the same thing what you walked through. That first time that Marcus ever put his in my was in that room too.
But Raz B didn't stop there. He went on to make another disturbing claim, alleging that both Marcus Houston and Chris Stokes SA'd him again in Las Vegas.
That happened like, I believe that happened like twice, like once there and then like one time like in Vegas, it was like me, Marcus, and Chris.
Now, at first, Quindon wasn't too keen on Chris making their conversation public, but later on, he spilled the beans in an interview and confirmed all these horrifying things happened to him as a child star. To add insult to injury, when Quindon shared his story with his management team, expecting support and understanding, the response he received was nothing short of heartbreaking. When that took place, I shared it with a person that I thought I could trust and confide in, Quindon said. This person went back and said something to my management at that time, and immediately I noticed that there was this distance. They wouldn't answer the phone when I came out to LA. Quindon revealed that as soon as he spoke up about the SA, all the promising opportunities that were on the horizon for him were snatched away, and he developed substance issues. I had to come back home because someone did something to me, Quindon said. I didn't know how to cope with that. I didn't know how to deal with that. I began drinking and dabbling in drugs, and I lost it, man. I spiraled completely. But what's even more heartbreaking is that Quindon sadly passed away at age 38 before getting any justice. On April 1st, 2021, Quindon's life was cut short in a car crash in Dallas, Texas. The police said that, for an undetermined reason, the driver lost control and struck the center concrete barrier, veered back across a turnpike, and struck the guardrail. Quindon suffered severe injuries, and despite efforts to save him, he died at a nearby hospital. As for Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston's reactions to Raz B and Quindon's allegations, they both denied any wrongdoing. In fact, Marcus took it a step further by filing for a restraining order against Raz, claiming that the accusations caused him emotional distress. Chris Stokes also denied Raz B's allegations and said in a statement, "All the allegations they made are false. I'm not gay, and I'm married, and I have 4 kids. I've been with my wife for 16 years, and I'm not a child molester. So those are all false allegations. I'm gonna sue them, and I owe that to my wife and kids, period. It's ridiculous." However, Chris never sued Raz B, the same way Diddy never sued Cassie or others who had made SA allegations against him. Now, adding another layer to the story, Raz B's bandmate, Omarion, initially defended Chris Stokes and went as far as accusing Raz of lying. However, in a surprising turn of events, several years down the line, Omarion openly acknowledged that Raz B had indeed suffered something traumatic. Back in 2007, when the allegations first surfaced, Omarion took to the public platform to express support for Chris Stokes, claiming he was a father figure and a role model to all the boys he mentored. "I want to be on the record as saying that Raz B. Thornton and Ricardo Thornton are lying regarding Chris Stokes," Omarion said. "Chris is a father figure to myself and many others in the industry. He's guided us, helped raise us, and is nothing more than an inspiration and someone I respect and look up to." Omarion also added that he had never once seen Chris behave inappropriately and accused Raz B of damaging his reputation. However, fast forward to 2019, and Omarion changed the tune about Raz's allegations. In a sit-down with Vlad TV, Omarion said that once he matured as a person, he finally understood that something traumatic happened to Raz B.
Now maturity and really understanding you know, where he's at, I understand more. I understand better.
And this time around, Omarion didn't go to the lengths of defending Chris Stokes or accusing Raz B of lying. Instead, he just said it wasn't his place to point fingers.
He claimed that he was by Chris Stokes and everything else like that.
Right. Which
it's always been denied by all the other parties involved. There was never any proof, but he kept saying it over and over again.
Yeah, I definitely think something happened to him. You know, I don't know what happened to him, but I think something happened to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Between him and Chris, or him and other people?
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't think that it's I don't think it's for me to really, you know, say whether or not, you know, anything happened. I didn't see anything happen, you know. So I don't know. You know, I can't speak facts. That's why I like to speak on. So I like to speak facts. So I don't know, but I feel like, you know, the way that he responds to certain things, something traumatic has definitely happened.
He ain't changed his story, man.
Now, as for the Diddy-Chris Stokes connection, in the aftermath of Raz B's allegations, Diddy reportedly took steps to distance himself from Chris. However, the rumor mill has been churning for years, suggesting that Diddy might also have some skeletons in the closet regarding the B2K boys. Back in 2002, Diddy collaborated with B2K on the chart-topping hit Bump Bump Bump, a track written and produced by none other than R. Kelly. Many fans are now revisiting this collaboration because Bump 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 is a suggestive track, and at the time of the recording, B2K were just teenagers, while Diddy was in his 30s. With the knowledge we now have about Diddy, the whole vibe of the collaboration takes on a whole different tone. And then the fact that the song was written by R. Kelly himself adds an extra layer of creepiness. But that's not all. People online are now claiming that both Diddy and Chris Stokes are part of a secret society called the Boule, where ritual essay of young men is allegedly commonplace. By the way, Jonathan Odie, a former S-worker who claimed he took part in freak-offs with Diddy and Cassie, previously told police that Diddy is a member of the Boule and that he kept him as a slave.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati. I had with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a slave, okay?
So as you can see, it seems this rabbit hole is weirder than most of us can imagine. As for the allegations about Diddy and Chris Stokes victimizing B2K members, fans are saying where there's smoke, there's fire. Someone said, damn, between Diddy, R. Kelly, and Chris Stokes, B2K was surrounded by creepy dudes. Them poor boys. And another fan wrote, Chris Stokes needs to be taken down as much as Diddy. My heart breaks for Raz B. The way he's always laughed at, while it's obvious that his behavior is a result of trauma due to the abuse he went through, is disgusting. I really wish him healing and peace. But how do you feel about this rumored connection between Diddy and Chris Stokes? And do you think they both really did something to the B2K?
I think, yeah, some shit happened, bro.
Yeah.
Some shit happened because where there's smoke, there's fire, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's sad, bro. Because it was like there was a certain energy that was like, Cass was calling him B2, blah. And I'm not finna say it. B2, you feel me? I ain't finna disrespect nobody. But
what, B2 gay?
Bro, he said,
bro, if you gay,
he's jumping out the window. Fuck it.
Them niggas look like they was sweet, so people called them B2 gay because they look gay. And at the time, in the 90s,
but
early 2000s,
and as dudes, we all got that little sense that's like, okay, this person is a little bit, you feel me?
Yeah, motherfuckers wasn't walk around. If motherfuckers was walking around
to each his
with
own,
a little tank top on, people would call him gay.
Yeah, and
no one would be wrong for calling him that.
But you know what's messed up? It's just messed up that they were so young, and then like in a case like Raz B, that's your cousin, bro.
Yeah,
and your cousin is, you know, doing that to you. And then Buddy sitting there watching. But he the same one. And then he said,
In
Buddy
the corner
put
too.
look, and he said Marcus Houston did it with him. Like he said, the first time Marcus whoop 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 was whenever. And then you look at that picture, and it just like I kind of believe that ish. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the proof is in the pudding.
Right.
It's right there. It's right in your face. Craziness, man.
Madness. Absolute man.
And everybody want to be stars. Everybody want to make music. Everybody want to rhyme. Like everybody want to like, bro.
Yeah. It's a game. It's just a game that the execs play.
Right, and it's like, but it's like, cause you know I done been up in there, so it's like, bro, there's a lot of wild ish that goes on. You gotta have a solid team. You gotta have a solid foundation, and you gotta really watch out for those types of people and other types of predators. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be, in his case, sexual predators, people that want to hop on and like, you know, extort you for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to hood shit, you know, because that be happening. People be having to check in and shit. And then you got like, you know, thirsty people that'll mess you on a business tip, like mess you over, you feel me? So you just gotta, you know, stay vigilant at the end of the day. You know what I mean?